Assalamu alaikum. I am Sauda Jamal from Bangladesh. I am a medical student. Is iPhone default ringtone halal? What should be the ringtone of the mobile of a Muslim? The sister asked a question that is the default ringtone of an iPhone halal, and what should be the ringtone of the mobile of a Muslim? I'm not, though I have many iPhones and I use iPhone and I've been using iPhone for several years. The default tune keeps on changing. I don't know what, but what I know, what I use, the ringtone that I use on my iPhone is called as the old phone. The name of the tune is old phone. And this is the same sound that we used to hear when there was the old sort of phone that was there, not the digital phone. You know, we have the old phone with the dialing. The phone which we used to dial, and the ring was the tring, tring. That is the original phone. So one of the tunes of iPhone is old phone. That I know is halal. Now which tune is halal and which is not halal? If any of the ringtone has got musical instruments or sounds of musical instruments like guitar, flute, piano, or any music instrument, since music is not permitted in Islam, these ringtones which are sounds of musical instrument or music, this is not permitted. But you can have ringtones like of a phone, that's permitted. The other tone I use for alarm, the name is alarm. That's a typical alarm sound which we have when we use the alarm. We used to use in the olden days, many years back. Now all the alarm is on the mobile phone, on the smartphone. So that name of the tune is alarm, and that's permitted. If you go through all the tunes that are there on the iPhone, very few are permitted. Most of them have got musical instrument. Even if you download for the Android, most of the tunes of the mobile have got music in it. But the ringtones which are allowed can be, for example, chirping of birds, the natural sound of wind, the natural sound of waterfall. All these are permitted. You know, when we get a message, we get the sound of the wind. Shh, oh, that's permitted. You may have a sound of a drop falling in the pond. That's permitted. So any sound which is a natural sound, waterfall, water flowing, wind, chirping of birds, all these are permitted. But specifically, musical instruments is not permitted. One thing which really irritates me is that there are many Muslims who come to the mosque, and while offering salah or in the masjid, you hear their mobile phones ringing, and many a times their ringtones are un-Islamic. Heavy music, heavy orchestra. Sometimes they even have the Hindi film songs or an English song. Imagine you're praying. Maybe you're praying Zohar or Asar. It's the silent prayer. And the mobile rings. And there is a film song going on. The irritating part is when the mobile rings, the person should put it off. Some Muslims think that you cannot move in Salah. So during the Salah, instead of praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the masjid, that song is playing. It's a film song, and the words are not at all Islamic. Imagine, how will a person concentrate on the salah? So when we tell these people, why didn't you put off the ringtone? Okay, he forgot putting it on, but once the phone starts ringing, you should put it off. They think that if they move, the salah will break. Surely, if there is something wrong happening in salah, for example, if there is a gap in your front row, you are allowed to walk 2-3 steps ahead and fill the gap. Because the Prophet said, if there is a gap between the two musalli, then the Satan comes in between. Don't leave any gap. So similarly, now when a ringtone is playing, and that also with music, surely it's going to take your concentration away. Once, when I was in the mosque, I was shocked. I heard the ringtone of Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. This is a bhajan. This is a devotional song of Hindus. It is shirk. And imagine, while you're offering salah, it was a silent salah, everyone is silent, and here you hear loudly a religious song, the words are shirk, calling to the god of Hinduism, Rama, in the masjid, and the song is playing. It is really, we pray to Allah to give hidayah to these Muslims. First of all, why do they keep this ringtone of a Hindu devotional song? Secondly, why don't they off the ringtone when they come to the mosque? And if it starts ringing, within a couple of seconds, it should be put off. May Allah give hidayah to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Now coming to your question, that what ringtones should the mobile of a Muslim have? As I mentioned, the ringtones that are permitted are the natural sounds and the effects. And you can have ringtones, of dua. There are some beautiful dua done by some of the Qaris and Qurra. And these are beautiful. So having a dua as a ringtone is also permissible, or certain, it may be nasheed, or it may be hamd. These are all permitted by human, all are permitted. So see to it that your ringtone should not break any of the rules of the Islamic Sharia, and that is the best for the ringtone of the mobile of a Muslim.